So, I love living in Mexico, but I'm well aware that it's not for everyone. For example, a friend of mine moved in recently across the street from me, and her front door is a slider. It's a slider. It doesn't open out or in, it slides. But the price was right, and the location's great. It's near the beach in the center of the city. But then, when she uses her washing machine, all the lights flicker on and off in her house. The electrician has been there 4 times, haven't been able to solve the problem yet. So those are some of the things you have to adjust to if you move to Mexico. And you either love it or you go like, I can't stand this. I love it. And I have issues too. They're finally going to replace a sewer cap that's right outside my back door. That leads into the garden. It's been that way since I moved in a year ago. And just the other day, my landlady wrote to me. They wrote to me and say, "Listen, you owe us $75 for transfer charges." And I was going, "Transfer charges? I didn't transfer anything." I said, "What are these transfer charges?" Well, your bank has been charging us of $15 a month for 11 months. So, but we're only charging you for 5 of those months. And I go, wait. My bank cannot charge your bank. I didn't say that to her. Your bank cannot reach into somebody else's account. I said, it's actually your bank that is charging you for an incoming wire transfer. It's not my bank. She's going, no, that's not true. Well, this went back for 4 or 5 days. And finally, we had a meeting in person, in which I said to her, listen, this is not really possible. Because what I did instead was I wrote her a check, and I did not add the $75 to it. She said, well, I can't accept this check, which was from Schwab, because they will charge me for it. I'm sorry to keep laughing, because I use them all the time. Nobody's ever been charged for it. I said, well, I know about that, and I don't think that it is, but why don't we just call them and ask? And I whip out my cell phone, and she looks at me like, And right about then I went, oh gosh, it's her game and her rules, and I'm going to lose. So we waltzed around that a little bit more. I've tried to blame her accountant and say, listen, they should have told me the first month that I had the option of that. And then it didn't work. And then I said, well, for you, it's a tax write-off to pay the charge. And I didn't. And then she said the most honest thing of our conversation. And she said this, I just can't let the $75 go. And that was the moment I went, game over. And I said, well, I don't like to pay it, but I'll do it for goodwill, as if I had a choice. And I asked about were they going to increase my renters coming up. She said, no, they're just going to stay the same. And then she said, and you're going to get a new sewer cover soon. And I thought, I'll bet it costs $75. Now, look, I could have gone to an official place and made a complaint about this, but in the end, it's her game, her rules, like a casino. And I would lose one way or another, because somehow or other she'd gotten it into her head that she did not want to pay for that $75. By the way, she's well known to be wacko. We all know she's crazy, but she has inherited or got somehow or other this wonderful property came to her in the center of town, and we all put up with it. So that's the kind of thing that people go, they're dishonest. Well, I had to fight my landlords in New York. And the only time I never had to fight a landlord was when I owned my own property. Now I just made the decision that I wasn't going to own my own property because it didn't make sense to me. I'm 83. I like to live a peaceful life. This was one of the things I said to her. I like to live peacefully here. Well, yeah, just paid another $75. So that does go on, and it was in English. She speaks Spanish and English, and I have a lawyer. And how big a deal are you going to make finally? I mean, you want to live or you don't want to live? Are you going to say? And I have found for me an excellent place to live. There are those things that happen, and yes, particularly us, particularly migrants. When I go shopping with a Mexican friend, I always send her in to find out the price of something at a thrift shop or a secondhand, always. because they always will charge me more. That's something that you have to learn is not even personal. They just look at Americans and say, hey, they can pay more. And they're right. Anyway, thought I'd share that with you today.